Welcome to the Little Dolphin Swim Academy, or welcome back as the case may be. My name is Chuck Warner, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the young adult class that your child is registered for. To begin with, it's a wonderful thing that even as we get older, that we can still learn to swim, or learn to swim more proficiently, more effectively. And it's a great thing that your child is willing to come to class even if they're a beginner or a little bit beyond a beginner. And the first thing we're going to try to do is get them to relax in the water. Relax so they can float, so they can control their air, go underwater, come up. These are keys to being able to be a swimmer. The oldest student we've had at the Little Dolphin Swim Academy is a 77-year-old mom or a grandmom that came in with her daughter that also had her daughter with us as well. And we've had wonderful experiences with adults, and there's a lot of adults, as you know, that get into their 40s and realize they've never learned to swim, or become a parent and they've never learned to swim, and their child may be the one that's helping them out of trouble, as opposed to the parent helping their child out of trouble. So this is a wonderful thing that your child is involved in learning how to swim at this point. The key steps that we're looking for is to relax, control their air, float, streamline like a rocket, and then be able to turn their head to the side to breathe. So even if they get tired and their breathing isn't wonderful, they can roll on their back, they can get some energy back, and they could potentially save their life if they're in a stressful situation. We also are going to teach them to swim over and back of the pool, and to be able to do that with their arm circles and backstroke. And if they can get that far, then we're going to introduce them to a breaststroke or frog kick, which is really helpful to maintain a minimal amount of effort to continue to swim forward, and also to help a friend if a friend is distressed. And finally, if we get far enough, we may also challenge them to do the butterfly stroke, which is what you see on TV with Michael Phelps, dolphin kick up and down, arms circling. Wonderful thing, wonderful skill to learn. As you go along with this, if you're watching and observing, I encourage you to look for things to praise that are effort-based. In other words, your child is trying, your child is listening to the instructor. Even if they're just learning how to hold their breath and go underwater, that takes courage. The most courageous students we see are those little 3 or 4-year-olds that are scared and crying, but then can calm themselves down and actually dip underwater. And those are the kinds of things you want to praise, as opposed to obligations that are derived out of praising results. And a good example of that is in school. Your child gets an A, and you start praising just based on grades. It's not something they can always duplicate, and it may be something that they're more reluctant to tackle harder classes if that's where the praise is coming from. If you'd like to dive in deeper to this idea of being a great parent and a great swimming parent, we have a book at the front desk called How to Be a Great Swim Parent that is something you might want to take a look at. If you have a question, we have supervisors on the pool deck with a collared shirt. If it's a real tough question that they don't seem to be able to answer, you can email us at info@swimldsa.com, and we'll get back to you quickly. We love what we do, and we love doing it with you. Thank you for being a part of LDSA.